Why do people even stream live sport illegally? Well, here is the current cost of subscriptions if we break it down and you want to watch football in the UK. Sky Sports, £34.99 a month. BT Sport, £29.99 a month. Amazon, £8.99 a month. So total, if you wanted to get all of those subscriptions, £73.97 a month. Other streaming platforms, Viaplay is $14.99, DAZN is $19.99, Apple TV is $14.99. If you want things on top of that, like Netflix, that's going to cost you, that's just gone up. This is just for entertainment, right? This is just for television. It's things that you can live without, but we know how important, and we learnt that as well in COVID, how important sport is to people. Gabby, I know you've been really vocal on this in the past. I want to get your thoughts on this, actually.
Yeah.
I also, in terms of the landscape of sport on telly at the moment, having worked for these big broadcasters and understanding a little bit from behind the scenes, it's a real, I don't know if chicken and egg is the right phrase, but I remember working at Sky when BT came along and there was this big bidding war for the Premier League rights. And I think the Premier League had an opportunity there to really put the prices up, and between Sky and BT, they paid a lot of money, and the effects of the people behind the scenes at those broadcasters were cost cuts everywhere, because all of a sudden the price for Premier League football was sky high. But it's the price that's set. If you've got people that are willing to pay it, why wouldn't you? That money then goes back into football. It then goes back into the clubs, into wages. We get the best football in the world. It's a really difficult what comes first argument.
Yeah.
Ultimately, all that really happens then is prices are driven up for the customer. If you want to watch your TV, you want to watch sport and telly, you got the 3 p.m. blackout, which was brought in to try and encourage people to go and watch football live. It's a really tough situation to be in for football fans at the moment. If they cannot travel the country to go and follow their team, and they're not playing at home, or maybe they support somebody, maybe you live in London and you support Manchester United or something like that, and it's going to cost you, what, 200 quid to get a train ticket. It's untenable for fans now. And I don't know what is going to have to give in order for this to become more accessible.
Of course, and first of all, Premier League games, they're so expensive. You could have a seat in the nosebleed section in a stadium and you're still talking 50, 60 quid. You know, it's a lot of money. Get a family of 4, 2 kids, 2 parents. You know, by the time you had a bit of food and a drink, you're talking like £250 a day out. Very expensive to go and watch your team now. And then if you want to come home and watch the games, okay, it used to be just Sky Sports, then BT Sport come, and you're like, all right, then I'll stretch it, I'll get BT Sport as well. Now if you want to watch a Scottish game, Scottish League, you've got to get, is it Viaplay?
Viaplay. Then
Christmas time and around the season, there's games on Amazon Prime. So you're sort of saying to yourself, like, what's next? Are Netflix going to get involved and say, right, then we want 15, 20 games a season as well? It's not fair on the average man and woman to be able to afford all of these subscriptions. And what they do as well, Laura, that annoys me is you can't just have it for like a month or so. It's like you might get 2 weeks free trial, then automatically, because you put your details in, you signed up for a year without being able to cancel. So they do these tricks to get people involved, and it's a lot of money. And you might end up getting 2 games of your club a season on Amazon, and you signed in.
I know that there's some other ways around it. I know that there's like Now TV subscriptions and things like that. But some of the sentences that these guys got for illegally streaming, and look, it was a lot of money. Like if you look at how much money they were making, they made a lot of money off the back of this. And with anything, if you're dealing with a real premium product that other people make money from, and that is their golden goose,
of course,
then you better believe the authorities are going to come down hard. And I saw all the comparisons between people saying, well, how come they got this when X, Y, Z? I think you've got to kind of look at it individually and figure out here, where does this price start? How do you actually go about saying, right, the consumer needs a break? How do we bring this down? Because these prices don't look like they're necessarily going to change anytime soon, but they're the prices that are being quoted for this football. That's the value of the football.
No, of course. But how many times this season have you been, I'm going to put a game on. Oh, this game isn't on today.
Yep.
You know how many times have we said it? We said it, haven't we? Like it's only available on talkSPORT to listen to because it's not on TV. So you're paying all this money and certain games aren't on.
Yeah.
And you'll get a Sunday. You'll get a Sunday and you've got like a big game. It could be Manchester United or Liverpool playing a big game, and that's not on. It's Crystal Palace versus Everton.
Or on the contrary, if you aren't a club that's necessarily going to bring in the biggest viewership, and your club is barely ever on telly,
exactly,
then what? It's a
Why
really,
are you paying for it?
yeah,
No, it's true.
It's a really awkward situation, and I would love to hear the thoughts of our listeners this morning. 81089 at TS Breakfast. Are you struggling to pay for your subscription? Well, don't worry about it because you can get talkSPORT for free. There we go, completely free of charge. And tonight, if you want to listen to Seville against Roma in the Europa League final, 8 p.m. kickoff, we have you covered. You can also head over to the App Store and download the talkSPORT app.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.